Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur here, coming at you tonight, December 12th, Sunday, ending our weekend. And for those of you that are new to the series that we're having right now, which is the 25 days of inspirational gifts around the holiday, each night between the 1st and the 25th, I open up a different gift to myself that I've gifted, and I give you an insight about how it can improve your life and others. For those of you that are coming back, welcome back. And I'd like to ask you right now, if you can see the package, can see this? Give me a thumbs up or a like to let me know that you see this package. All right. I'd like you to tell me right now, what's in this package? Any ideas? What's in this package? Give you a full view of it here. You can notice that one side's flat, if you can see that. The other side's not flat. Wonder if that means anything. All right. So give me a thumbs up, a like, a support. I'd be very grateful for that. And then what I'd like you to do is comment and let me know what you think's inside. And then tag some of your friends, your colleagues, and your associates. And be sure to share it out to them at the end of this broadcast. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So let's get right into this. Let's open this package. It's Christmas again, December 12th. What is this? It's a plug. Maybe that's why it couldn't be flat on the other end. I knew that, but I couldn't tell you that. All right, I'm taking the wrap off here all the way. You guys see what it is there? It's an AC adapter. And it has a little port on the side, USB. It has the polarized, actually it has, does it have polarized on this? Actually, that's funny. It is not polarized, it's just a regular plug. What is this? This is a charging block so that you can charge your iPhone or any other type of device that uses a USB for charging. But why did I gift myself a USB charging plug? Let's think about that for a minute. All right. Now, in life, we all have aspirations, what we want to do, our goals, but it's really important, just like with our phone, our iPhone, we have to charge it up. So we have to make sure that we get charged up. So how do we do that? Well, one, we need to get the right amount of sleep. That can range, depending on the person, between 7 to 12 hours, roughly. And we need to make sure we get the right nutrition, right? Also, we drink plenty of water. These are things that will help recharge us for the next day. A way that I get recharged is I like to exercise. I find that when I exercise, it actually charges me up and invigorates me. It gets the blood flowing, and that helps me charge. But just thinking about this port, if you were to have your iPhone and let's just say it went dead and you didn't plan, it was like over a couple days or a week and you didn't have the ability to charge it, that'd be a problem, wouldn't it? You wouldn't be able to get phone calls. You wouldn't be able to send email from your phone. You would not be able to use your phone, check apps, right? Check your weather. So I think a lot of entrepreneurs and serial entrepreneurs negate the fact of how important it is to recharge our lives or recharge our batteries. Maybe you're a person that's busy during the week and you say, you know what, I'm going to recharge myself on Saturday and Sunday. Well, okay, that's all right to do. But what I want to make sure you're aware of is that it's not good to make that a regular habit. So if you work all weekend and you recharge on Saturday and Sunday, that's not a great thing. But if that's what you're doing right now for a short term and that's what you have to do, fine. It's best to recharge as quickly as you can. Now, sometimes, you're doing something and you just feel like, you got to put extra in because you're like at that end. Now, the reason why it's important to recharge, a couple things. One, when you're doing something, Driving safety is number one, right? So we have to make sure that we have enough fuel in our tank, just like in our car. We don't go out, I hope we don't, with the needle on empty or the digital display reading E, right? I hope not. If we do, then we are taking a chance. Are we going to have enough gas? Are we going to be able to get to the gas station before we run out? Now, you might say, gee, I've done this, John, so many times, and I know exactly when I'm going to run out. Okay, great. You know exactly how many miles you have, and that's wonderful. But suppose there's an accident, and now you're sitting in traffic for over an hour. Do you have enough gas in your car to keep you in lane and to be able to drive safely? That's the important thing. A lot of people negate safety, and they don't realize how important it is to recharge their lives, to recharge their batteries. When a vacuum goes dead, you recharge it. When your cell phone is getting low, you recharge it, right? When a radio is going low, you recharge it. Why don't people recharge their bodies? I think a lot of people have this notion that, I'll just get the energy, it'll be fine. Well, I get that you feel you're going to be all right, but you need to understand that safety is very important. It's paramount. And so if you're doing something and it's putting yourself at risk and others at risk, that's a problem. And that's something you need to address. And to be successful, running your tank on empty is not the way to go. I have news for you. Because if something happens, like there's an accident on the road and you have to wait, you may not have enough gas to be able to keep your car running or even get to a gas station by the time you get past the accident point. Now, when we think about recharging our batteries, we can think about things like healthy snacks, right, to give us nutrition. A lot of times people in the morning are in a rush and they say, oh, I don't have time for breakfast. You always have time for breakfast. And they don't even have anything more than a glass of water. They don't even have orange juice. Orange juice is so vital to raise your blood sugar in the morning. They don't even have that. Or maybe they have a glass of orange juice, but then they feel like they're going to crash by 11 o'clock. Why? Because they haven't put good nutrients or fuel in our body. What happens if you put crappy fuel in your car? Well, it's going to ping. If your car relies on premium gas and you put in non-premium gas, it's going to start pinging. If you eat crappy food, you're not going to get great energy. That's why in the morning it is so vital to have a great meal when you start, because that is breakfast. It's breaking your fast of the night. Now, you didn't think that this cube was so important, but it really is. How many times have you been in your life and you wish you had a little more energy? You wish you had a little more sleep. You wish that you had just a little bit more to be able to do something of energy, basically. I'm sure that's happened to you. I'm going to take a sip of water here. Your body and your energy is so vital because if you deprive it of energy and nutrients, it's not going to perform for you. And not only is it not going to perform for you, it's going to leave you stranded. And that might affect your health. Now, that could be a serious problem. You're probably saying, well, I'm okay. My body runs autonomously. I don't have to worry about it. Yes, but you have to provide good fuel for your body, good nutrition. That means don't eat pizza in the morning for breakfast. You want to have something nutritious, maybe eggs, bacon. Maybe you're going to have some cereal with some grain, bananas, orange juice. Have something that is going to be a great meal that breaks your fast from the night. If you can start realizing that breakfast is the most important meal of the day, you're on the right path for success. If you say, you know what, I'll catch breakfast later. Okay, fine. You're going to get breakfast in an hour. That's fine. But don't say you're going to get breakfast in an hour and then you never get it. And it's 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. And like, oh, you know what? I'll get lunch later, 2 o'clock. And now your body's waiting. It's waiting. You got up at 5 or 6, 5 to 6, 6 to 7, 7 to 8, 8 to 9, 5 to 6, 6 to 7, 7 to 8, 8 to 9, 9 to 10, 5 hours, 6 hours. You haven't put food in your body. Your body's tired. And when your body's tired, it not only can't perform correctly, it could endanger somebody. Like if you were driving, you didn't have the right nutrition, you'd become drowsy. If you're operating heavy machinery and you didn't have the right nutrition, you could injure yourself or others. So I think we don't realize the gravity of recharging our batteries. Maybe you're taking a hike, okay? And when you take a hike, maybe you can't do the whole hike. So you hike a little bit, you stop, you take a little break, you have some water, you have some trail mix, then you hike a little more. So rest is important, right? Rest is very, very important. Nutrition is very important. If your body knows that you're going to treat it well and you're going to get that break, it's going to perform better because now it trusts you that it's going to get what it needs. Do you treat your body well? Do you give it what it needs every day? Or do you just give it the bare minimum so that it can barely stay alive? Now that sounds harsh, but I'm being truthful with you. If you didn't have a good breakfast and you went to a meeting at the office and everyone else in that breakfast had breakfast, I'm going to say in the morning, but you didn't have anything more than orange juice, you're not going to be very useful to them. That's why a lot of companies in the morning, when they have an important meeting, they make sure that they feed you a good breakfast because they want everyone's tank filled. And therefore, they're going to be motivated and they're going to stay on point at every single time. I do want to thank our Facebook viewers on my personal page, also on John C. Morley, Serial Entrepreneur, on my LinkedIn page, and on John C. Morley, Serial Entrepreneur YouTube page, and on my Twitch page. It is so great to be here with you. Did you think that recharging your batteries is so important? You might say, gee, well, the batteries ran, I'll just get another pair, you just get another set of batteries and put them in. Well, that's great, but your body doesn't work like that. Your body needs to have a reserve. And if you dip into that reserve, you're going to be possibly causing yourself a catastrophe. A lot of people, when they're doing something in business, go right to the end. And they're so tired. You probably know this in college. If you were studying up or cramming for an exam, which probably never happened to you, you're like dying for food. So you suddenly eat all this crappy food and then you're able to stay up the night and cram. And then after the test, you barely make it through the test and then you crash. That's not good. That's not good at all. So if you can just appreciate that we have batteries in our body, we need to give our body rest, and our body will tell us when we need rest, okay? If we're doing, let's say, a workout, and we're trying, and let's say we can't lift that last set, well, that might be it. That might be our body telling us that we need to stop. I'm not saying that it's going to be easy, but I'm saying if you just can't with all your might lift, that might be time to stop. That might be enough reps. That might be enough sets, I should say, of the reps. And so, are you eating the right foods every day? Do you have a trail bar or some kind of a candy or something on you so that if you go somewhere and a meeting runs over, maybe you have a Snickers or you have a granola bar or something so that you're able to dip in it? Do you have water on you? Water is so vital. So water helps recharge our body, okay? Now, to recharge our phone, we use a charger. So how does a phone get charged? Great question. So it uses electricity. The electricity converts down to a lower voltage, okay? And in this case, it's conducting down to a 5 volt, so 120 to 5 volts, and that goes in to charge our phone. All right. So when we think about Charging. Charging doesn't happen in 2 seconds. So if you plug your phone in, your phone might take a few hours to charge, right? So if you were really low, I mean very low, and you suddenly get 5 minutes of rest, are you going to be ready to roll again and drive? No. You're going to need ample rest. Your body knows the rest you need, and you probably know by now. But are you listening to your body? Are you doing what it says? Or are you trying to press it and trying to become a superhero? Because superheroes don't become successful eating badly. Okay? You need to make sure you take care of your body. You only get one body. So, in addition to having the right water, having the right nutrition, having the right mindset to understand that your body is not going to perform if you do not give it the rest and the nutrition that it needs. And also know that when you have your nutrition, that doesn't mean you're going to be ready to go as soon as you finish your meal. It might take a little time for that food to actually build in your body and start to convert to energy. It's not going to happen immediately. Just like with this phone, when I charge it, it's not ready to be fully charged in a minute. It might take an hour or more, right? Let's take the Tesla, for example. You plug your Tesla in. If it's on a short charge, you trickle charge overnight. Otherwise, if you have the express charge, you can charge what, in like an hour or two? But if you ran your Tesla all the way down to zero, you wouldn't be able to use it in 5 minutes just by plugging it into a charger, right? So I think we have to understand what our limitation is, because the limitation is important. So we know, like if we were driving a Tesla across the country, we only could drive a couple hundred miles or 380 miles. We know that we have to plan where to stop and get a charge for the car. We don't wait and say, well, gee, we'll let you see what happens. We strategically plan where we're going to be and what charging stations are near there. If you're driving, let's say, to California or you're driving to Florida, you have to plan, because you're not going to drive that straight through, right? You need to plan where you're going to stop, where you're going to rest. If you're doing a marathon, can you run the entire marathon yourself nonstop? No, you got to pace yourself. You got to understand what resources are inside your body right now and to not blow them out. Because if you blow them out, you're going to be done and forget about winning the race. You're going to have a health issue. You're going to be on the ground. So make sure that you understand what the limitations are when you run out or when you're going to run out, so you don't run out and you have the ability to get recharged. Like your phone is one thing, but for you, when you're going on X hours, it might be time to say, hey, I need a rest. Now, there's some companies out there that believe that you should work nonstop. I think that's very unprofessional. So let's say you're working over 8 hours, okay? When it gets to 9, maybe 9 or 10 hours, you might say, hey, I need my rest. I got to stop. And there's nothing wrong with that. You see, you can't run 24 hours. You need a break. And it's not about you being better or somebody being better than you. Everyone needs a break. When you take a nap for a few hours, if you've had a long day, or maybe New Year's Eve, you maybe take a nap in the afternoon so that you have a little bit, they call it a cat nap, so you have a little extra oomph in you to stay up for the night. But if you didn't, you're going to be crashing probably by midnight. Now, you might say, gee, John, I could go buy one of these nutrition boots. And they're not really healthy for you. They're like these drinks. I'm not going to name them, but you would have one of them, and they supposedly take your system and catapult it. But that's not good either, because what it's doing is it's forcing your body to do something when it really can't. So let's say you're able to run, I don't know, 10, maybe you can run at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Okay, let's say that's what you can run. If you try to run 11, you could try, right? But if you get something that pushes you to run more, You could run more, but then what's going to happen? You're going to collapse because your body's not going to have the wherewithal to handle that. That's why a lot of times when we have machines and we try to push those machines to over their specifications or their engineering design, they fail. They fail. Do you know what your body needs in terms of rest time? Or do you just kind of wait until you collapse? Now, when you collapse, you don't get to get back right away. If you know that you need 8 hours sleep and you know that it's coming close to that and you take a rest, you're going to be much more able to work if you took a little 1 or 2 hour nap because you didn't deplete all your resources. And then you might have that extra 30 or 40 minutes. So I think that's very vital. I hope you've enjoyed this. Recharging our batteries is so very vital. And by batteries, I don't just mean your phone or things in your life. I'm talking about you, your body. That's so very vital. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you got value from this tonight. And visit my YouTube channel, John space E space Morley space Serial Entrepreneur. Look for the key phrase, help keep our content free. And below that, make a click on the link to PayPal and make that choice to buy my team and I a cup of coffee. We'll be so grateful to you for those pennies and dollars we receive, as we'll put them into new hardware, new equipment, new people, and even new facilities. It has been a privilege, a pleasure, and an honor to be with you today on December 12th, the 12th days of inspirational gifts around the holidays. I'll be back tomorrow with day 13 as we're counting up to Christmas, the 25th day, when we'll have the last gift of inspiration. Incidentally, my book will be coming out next year to dive even deeper to these points that I'm just giving you a toe dip on. I hope you've enjoyed this tonight, and tell some of your friends and colleagues about us, because I know that people are yearning for knowledge just like you are. Share it with them. I'm John C. Morley, Serial Entrepreneur, and I'll be back tomorrow with another great unwrapping just for you.